Well, hi everyone, and welcome to the Infinity Futures Daily Trading video. My name is Raleigh White, and I'm here to talk to you about the trades we took in our live trading room on Wednesday, December 17th, 2014. Well, looking at today's economic calendar, you can see we had a very busy schedule today. At 7:30, we had the release of Consumer Price Index data, which came in lower than expected at a negative 0.3% versus an estimate of a negative 0.1%. Then we had the Core Consumer Price Index data coming out, which was in line with expectations at a 0.1%. Then current account data came out, which was lower at a negative 100 billion versus a forecast of a negative 98 billion. Then at 9:30, we had the release of crude oil inventories, and they came in much higher than expected, with a drawdown of only 800,000 barrels versus a forecasted drawdown of 2.6 million barrels. Then at 1 o'clock this afternoon, we had the FOMC economic projections, the FOMC statement, and the funds rate being released, as well as then at 1:30, we had the FOMC press conference, which was chaired by Fed Chair Janet Yellen. As far as today's pre-market sentiment was concerned, things were somewhat mixed coming into the open. Now, the Asian markets closed mixed ahead of the U.S. Fed meetings as investors in Asia were cautious over low oil prices, the Russia financial crisis, and what also might be happening with the Fed as it relates to the possibility of rising interest rates. We did see that the best performing market in Asia was the Shanghai market. It closed up 1.3% on gains in the banking sector. And we also saw that the Japanese Nikkei closed up 0.4 of a point on a rise in blue chip export shares led by Honda Motors. On the flip side, though, the worst performing markets were in Hong Kong, where that market closed down 0.4 of a point on those firms that have high financial exposure to Russia. And we also saw that the Korean Kospi was off 0.2 of a point on a slip in the automotive sector led by Kia and Hyundai Motors. As far as the European markets are concerned, they were open but trending lower on Russia financial concerns. Now, investors are nervous as banking firms in Europe with heavy Russian exposure were leading shares lower. Sentiment was further being weighed down by continued low oil prices and the weak China PMI data that was released yesterday, indicating that there might be lower demand for the importation of European goods and services. Focus for many European investors would be on whatever Russia's actions are going to be to stabilize the ruble and on this afternoon's FOMC activity. As far as the United States is concerned, Wall Street did figure to open up higher ahead of the FOMC statement. Now, the futures were pointing up as the low consumer price index data, low oil prices, and market volatility are leading many to believe that the Fed is in fact going to maintain its dovish position with regard to when it might increase interest rates. But these gains were being capped by lower European market activity and concerns over the Russia economy. Focus for many U.S. investors today would be on the crude oil inventories coming out at 9:30, the FOMC statement, and Janet Yellen's press conference. As far as my trading activity was concerned today, folks, I only attempted 2 entries in the market, and I had no fills in any of these markets. I will share with you, however, the setups that I did see. But before I do that, I need to share with you this following important disclaimer, and that is that trading futures involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources, as you may lose all or more of your initial investment. And always remember that past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Well, turning to the charts, let's begin here with the Euro FX futures markets, and we can see that coming into the open here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 bars that were moving, followed by 1 bar retracing and the second bar retracing, and I was looking for a short entry here at 124.76, hoping to go short there. The market came within 2 ticks of my fill, then moved away from me, and I had to take that trade off. The next trade that I saw an opportunity in market was in the 30-year bond market, and we can see that after the market had opened up, we had 1, 2 bars moving higher, followed by one bar retracing, and I was hoping the second bar was going to retrace and give me a long entry at 145.21, just above the lower Bollinger Band, but you can see the market never came here. It moved away from me, and I had to take this entry out of the market. So those were the only two attempts that I tried during this morning's trading session. Both of those did not get a fill, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of opportunities might present themselves tomorrow. Well, looking at tomorrow's economic events, you can see that there are some things that we need to be aware of. First of all, we note that we have the first day of the European Union Economic Summit that will be going on, and that's an all-day event. Then at 7:30, we have the release of the weekly unemployment claims. At 8:45, we have the United States Flash Services PMI data coming out. Then at 9 o'clock, we have the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. And at 9:30, we have the release of natural gas storage information. So hopefully, individually or collectively, these reports are going to give us some volatility that we can trade tomorrow. So with that, thank you so much for watching today's daily video. I wish you a pleasant evening. I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Take care and good night.